Welcome to the Dugout Bar underneath the Magnus stand at Portman Road. We're here to talk about a really good day for Town. 4-0 victors over Burton, 3 straight wins, 4 straight clean sheets, a few results going Town's way as well, and all in all, a really good day.
Yes, the third 4-0 win here at Portman Road this calendar year, following on from Morecambe and Forest Green Rovers. I think if you weren't here and you looked at that scoreline, you'd be thinking comfortable day for Ipswich Town. They did have to work hard for that, most notably in those first 20-30 minutes where Burton were everything that Kieran McKenna said they were going to be.
Yeah, that's the most pleasing part of it for me. I think we've seen all sides of Town this afternoon. Yes, they've cut loose ultimately and scored 4 goals, wrapped this up before half-time with 3 of those goals coming in the first half. But those first 20 minutes, and spells in the second half too, while already home and dry, they've had to deal with an awful lot inside their box. First 20 minutes, Burton came out. Reminds me of the Oxford game a little bit here on Boxing Day, where Oxford came at Ipswich early and caused some real problems in their own way, and that's what Burton did today. But thankfully, Town repelled it at important times and got that first goal. After that point, then you felt comfortable, but they had to do some dirty work too. Yeah,
the old cliche of first goal is crucial, first goal is massive. That felt very relevant today, because you were watching Burton be what McKenna said they would be, putting the ball on top of you repeatedly, whether that be long throws, long balls into the box. We saw it at the Pirelli back in August, where Ipswich came through what McKenna described as a game of aggressive chaos, somehow managed to dig out a 1-0 win there, and despite the high turnover of players at Burton, despite the change of manager, they still have those same playing principles, and they did that to Ipswich in those first 20-30 minutes. And we kind of said, well, if a goal goes in here for Burton, it could be one of those really awkward, frustrating afternoons where the crowd got a bit edgy. But equally, there was a few moments where the Burton defence looked wide open and a bit vulnerable, and you felt if Ipswich could nick that first goal, then it could be comfortable. And we got the latter scenario.
Yeah, thankfully. A lot going on around us at the moment. Some bags being thrown in bins. There's a trolley full of cutlery and plates, crockery being dragged around over there, but we're keeping the calm heads.
Lawn mowers just the other side of this wall on the pitch.
Yeah, we've got the same calm heads that Ipswich were able to show in that game, and ultimately the goals started to come, and they came down the Ipswich right, which was another big plus for me this afternoon, was seeing the Harry Clark-Wes Burns partnership take another step forward, and that kind of proved the starting point for the first 2 goals. The first one, a Burns cutback, a Chaplin touch, spin and finish. We've seen that before, of course, and then the second one, kind of the same thing. Clark Burns feeds Broadhead this time, and he's loving Portman Road life, isn't he? It's been great to see him sort of feel at home clearly straight away.
Yeah, it's 3 goals and 2 assists for him already in an Ipswich shirt, all of them here on Suffolk soil. 2 more goals for Connor Chaplin. That first goal was trademark Connor Chaplin, wasn't it? Tight area in the box, touch, unerring finish into the bottom corner. That was big today for reasons discussed, got the ball rolling, and from there Ipswich cut loose and enjoyed themselves. Chaplin obviously goes on in the second half to get a second. That was a bit of a deflected shot from the edge of the box after good work from Leif Davis. That time Freddie Ladapo got the third just before half time. Chaplin with the assist, a really well weighted through ball there. So rode a bit of a storm in the first 20-30 minutes, or certainly an awkward start. Bit of a flat atmosphere around the place up until that stage, but once the clinical sort of 10-11 minute spell, 3-0 up, that was job done by half time, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that's always a good place to be, but I don't think Ipswich let that game drift. I think we've seen lots of that before. They kept on pushing Massimo Longo with a shot wide. Chaplin, as you say, got that 4th goal, and I don't think they were allowed to let it drift, because Burton kept doing what Burton want to do, and there was a spell where Town must have been inside their own penalty box for a good 2 or 3 minutes, defending throw-ins, corners, an aerial bombardment at times, but they stood up to it well. I think Christian Walton had some great claims in there as well, some good headed clearances.
Burgess made a big tackle in the box. Wolfenden made some brave headers. Ladapo was getting back and getting his head on balls into the box. They had to dig deep for that clean sheet today, and Kieran McKenna says that is the most pleasing aspect of today, is keeping that clean sheet. we came away from Bristol Rovers away feeling quite deflated by that 0-0 draw, but that's actually proved the start of 4 straight clean sheets for Ipswich Town, which could be the cornerstone to them kicking on now and getting some momentum going in this season, hopefully.
Yeah, that's 3 wins in a row. We've talked about momentum for so long, and Town showing signs of having that now. Accrington here on Tuesday night's a really good opportunity to add a 4th for that, hopefully. And but this is what it's going to take, isn't it? Displays like that, both boxes, clinical when finishing today, but also strong and robust in their own box too. It's beginning to look a real free-flowing team at the moment. I've really enjoyed that today. I don't think I can understate how much I enjoyed that.
Yeah. All aspects. We've talked about the goal scorers. I think one man that we need to talk about before we wrap up is Massimo Luongo, who made his first start since signing for Ipswich in January, in place of Cameron Humphreys in midfield, and he came off to a standing ovation in the second half. Him and Morsey looked like a good little pairing today, didn't they?
Yeah, it looks really natural with those two as well. They've not played much together, have they? Really, all things considered. But it looks a really natural pairing. The thing I like about Luongo is that there's some physicality there. He's not a midfield brute by any stretch of the imagination, but there's some thrust as well. It's a sort of he plays vertically, plays forward, and I like that a lot. They look a natural pair in there, and he's gonna come good at a vital time, I think.
Yeah. The one slight dampener was the sight of Leif Davis limping off towards the end. Slow, long walk around the back of the goal in front of the North Stand and to the dugout. Kieran McKenna gave us hopefully an encouraging update on that after the game. Said it was just a kick, and hopefully just one that will settle down and nothing too severe. So that was the only real dampener on the afternoon was him going off injured. If that's not too bad, that's obviously good news. As you say, all of the teams behind Ipswich dropping points today: Bolton, Derby, Barnsley. But the 2 ahead, Sheffield Wednesday and Plymouth, both won. So it's as you were in the chase for the top 2. Still 5 points adrift of Plymouth. Can this ball start to gather a bit of, can momentum start to gather for Ipswich Town? Accrington at home here on Tuesday night. We'll see you then.